revolution is bloody. But America is in a unique position. She's the only country in history in a position actually to become involved in a bloodless revolution. All she's got to do is give the black man in this country everything that's doing. Everything. I hope that the white man can see this. Because if you don't see it, you're finished. If you don't see it, you're going to become involved in some action in which you don't have a chance. And we don't care anything about your atomic bomb. It's useless. Because other countries have atomic bombs. When 2 or 3 different countries have atomic bombs, nobody can use it. So it means that the white man today is without a weapon. If you want some action, you got to come on down to earth. And there's more black people on earth than there are white people. It'll be the ballot, or it'll be the vote. It'll be liberty, or it'll be death. And if you're not ready to pay that price, don't use the word freedom in your vocabulary.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Revolutionary Left Radio. It represents the straight line.
My name is Chuka Jackum. I work in the labor movement in British Columbia and Canada. I'm also a graduate student in political science at the University of British Columbia. I study drug policy and political and economic inequality and their interactions with race, specifically drug prohibition reparations is my focus. And the last time I was here, we talked about Fred Hampton, which was a really, really great discussion. So I'm happy to be back.
And we're happy to have you back. I know that Fred Hampton episode was very well received. It's one of my personal favorite episodes. I have this deep love and this long-standing love for Fred Hampton, and I have that similar long-standing love for Malcolm X. And so it's really cool to have you back and have that continuity continue. Because in a lot of ways, Fred Hampton and the entire Black Panther Party were really shaped by Malcolm X. Malcolm X can be seen as the sort of forefather or the founding father of what eventually would evolve into the Black Panther Party. And so those connections are extremely, tight and real. And I couldn't think of a better guest to have on to talk about X. So thank you so much for coming back on. This is going to be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, man. And I think there's a lot of truth to that, especially since the politics and views that Malcolm X came to towards the end of his life. You can definitely see them taken up by Fred Hampton in his push for the Rainbow Coalition and whatnot. But we'll get more into that later on.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, let's go ahead and just dive in. The big thing that we used to prep for this episode is obviously the autobiography of Malcolm X, as told to Alex Haley. It is sort of a foundational text on the left, one of the best autobiographies ever written, and just like a really inspirational, fascinating, deep dive into the mind and life of Malcolm X. We also watched documentaries. You'll be hearing clips from the documentary Make It Plain throughout this episode, a lot of firsthand narrative accounts of Malcolm X and his life. So having laid all that out, and really encouraging people to check out that documentary and read the book, let's go ahead and dive into it. One thing I wanted to do, and I told Chuka this as we were prepping for this episode, is not to be overly concerned with the technical details of the specific events in Malcolm X's life. I wanted this to be a sort of reflective episode, thinking about different aspects of his life, why he was effective, and obviously we're going to be touching on a lot of his family and personal history alongside that. But I think a lot of people on the left especially are sort of generally aware of the trajectory of Malcolm X's life, and those are sort of well known, so I didn't really want to be redundant in that way. So just starting off the sort of reflective approach we're taking to this entire episode, what single thing did you find most interesting or compelling or surprising about Malcolm X and his life when you were reading his autobiography?
There's a couple things, actually, I think I would mention. The first is, and both of them are reflective of what you mentioned, in that there was a certain amount of things that I knew about his life already. Like, I knew that he had gone to prison, that prior to his his involvement in Black liberation. He was like a street level hustler. And so I knew that he'd been involved in somewhat in like selling drugs and running numbers and things like that. But there was one aspect of that part of his life that I didn't realize or I didn't have knowledge of before, and specifically that he was kind of a facilitator for madams. So he would connect white wealthy clients with black sex workers when he was working on a train traveling between Boston and New York, and particularly this in Harlem. And I thought that that was, I guess you could say, surprising because it seems so divorced from the politics he would come to later, both during his time in the Nation of Islam, when he was ardently critiquing the way in which black people had been, consumed and corrupted and abused by white society. And then in that role early in his life, he had kind of been a mechanism that would have been seen to be an operative part of that exact interaction or that like consumption and abuse. And so I thought that was quite surprising, and I didn't know of it before.
Yeah, totally agree with that. It's really interesting to hear about his basically his crime days. His time being a lumpen proletariat, basically. One thing that stood out to me that I found really interesting, sort of taking a bird's eye view, is that it became very clear to me that his life ended kind of as it started. Right, the book opens with him recalling how he was born here in Omaha, Nebraska, and that when his mom was pregnant with him, the Ku Klux Klan came to their house, harassed them. When his mom answered the door pregnant with Malcolm X in her stomach, the KKK were looking for his father, saying that he's causing trouble and corrupting the quote unquote good Negroes of Omaha, etc. And she said he was gone. He was in Michigan preaching. And so what they did is on their horses went around the house and just smashed out every single window pane, and then they left, hooting and hollering. And at the end of his life, he was being hounded and terrorized by the organization that he left, and then ultimately assassinated him, the Nation of Islam. So really, the book ended on his life is this tragic harassment and organized political campaign to attack him and his family. And
today at this gathering here, Montgomery Ave, thank you for having me. This broadcast I am to share is of the most essential I have composed thus far, planning to reach and relate with the beings of this audience. Thank you for having me. Recognition of and our ties to ancestral planetary relatives, is this or is this not a reveal? I say, is this or is this not a reveal? I was told there is no gender or agender in this room. We must investigate. For example, our friend, the small schizophyllum commune, or split-gills, as I have heard some Homo sapiens in this region and dialect refer. These lovely tiny mushrooms hold much information genetically that may help us understand ourselves. It is also a delicacy in many cultures throughout Earth, including in Mizoram, a region in which may be called northern India, populated by some of the myco people. The local name Pa-Si, Pa meaning mushroom, Si meaning tiny, is one of the highest rated edible and quality mushrooms in this community. Schizophyllum commune, or the indigenous name Pa-Si meaning tiny mushroom. What other intel does this mushroom hold? You, someone educated may claim there are only two sexes, but me, a well-read, tiny posse mushroom, I have 28,000 sexes. Yes, in the case of Schizophilum comum, you will find the alpha-beta variants of each genome loci, which determines the species sex, and each of these variants on each of these two genomes are capable of another 300 alleles on the first locus, 90 of the second. Now this is on each of the variants on each loci of the two locations in alpha, beta, alpha, alpha, beta, beta, alpha. This is my favorite dynamic on the genome, which determine gender. If you will do the math for me, perhaps 28,000 or over allele combinations, thus sex variations, perhaps every bodied member of posse is an entirely new sex. And other species, ants, many sexes, fish, many sexes, transition at will, no medical or social transition required. In these beats of earth, there is pansexuality, asexuality, choice of ability, many fungi like mushroom, mycology expert, further life, both sexuality and asexuality. So in the case of the Homo sapiens sapiens, the people, some 7.53 billion bodies may live on Earth currently beyond the YXXXYYXXYXYXY, which seems to be the depth of anyone's sex knowledge, estimates generously guess 1 in 1,000 have other variations of their XY chromosome beyond even an intersex definition. Yet, such beings with such complex bodies really only have two sexes? Alright. So in the case of Homo sapiens sapiens, the people, some 7.53 billion bodies, may live on Earth currently beyond the XY, which seems to be the depth of anyone's sexual knowledge, estimates generously guess 1 in 1,000 have other variants of their XY chromosomes, even beyond an intersex definition. Yet, such beings with such complex bodies really only have two sexes. Alright, have you ever considered how empirical modesty plays on our idea of gender, forcing us to cover genitals, our variations, and pushing humans to express their genital identification with these outer modesty covers? Maybe seeing more genitals and bodies in all their variations and all sizes. We don't need genome sequencing observing the bodies, we find variations that exist across the 7.53 billion. So 7.532 billion divided by the 1,000 of 1 is variated. Is that a maybe possible 7,530,000 sex variations? But where does that put gender? What you desire. On a spectrum based on this fakeness, what is desire once you hit the wall? This binarical environment queers hold so rigid, who taught you gaze? Queer sex deserves to be misunderstood and disconnected from hetero-cis-normative sex. Ungendered sex is transcended sex, without purpose beyond pleasure. Power dynamics beyond gender dynamics is liberation, autonomous. I'm sorry you think is all about the fucking sex. How can we help that if the straight sex is so unparalleled beyond, way beyond below our own, it is gay-ass experience? Who is still thinking about this? Are we not beyond this yet? How do we not know about the sex active? What is it? If two parties believe an activity is sex, is it sex? In this information purge, in this mania, me topping sex to you, the audience, only if you agree and consent is this sex. Can you say all you can tell me what a vulva is? The sperm or semen assigns sex, gender. What is sex when the chromosome is diverse in alterations beyond the defined Y shape, X shape? Is this all our identities are? Chromosome shapes? The difference between BDSM and just being a product of white supremacy, patriarchal society. Just because you like to choke hot girls till they come, Chatifer, doesn't make you kinky. All the boys want to choke girls. You're not unique. This is the issue. The only gender is real as it is a construct of society, just as real as any other construct we can think and operate and try to communicate beyond. But our language and theirs is still limited, so yet gender exists. But what is any idea without? What do we think of Marx and Engels? And I'm Stirner. Yes, maybe Marx and Engels wanted to fuck Stirner, and that's why they critiqued him and tried to discredit him and drew him into their gay-ass journals. Disgusting. Stirner is the hot jock. Marx and Engels, bitch nerds. Marx writing on Stirner. What did Stirner do to be so hot? Be so right. Marx quote on Stirner. Let me quote our queer hero. So like Nietzsche, but hotter. Why does Stirner sound so much like a Stirner's concept of the pectoral gap phenomenon? Stirnerism is spreading. It's spreading the egoist anarchist, the pectoral gap. It's spreading the egoist anarchist, the pectoral gap. If you knew about real transformation, getting buff, if you knew about the true jockification, the sternification, ladies, perhaps you too would follow this ego anarchist philosophy. Maybe Engels and Marx want to fuck Stirner. Fuck a dialect. Look at your comrades and ask, do they bring you joy? Only pursue what brings you joy and closer realization of yourself. Only do what gives you a boner, quote unquote, Max Stirner, deceased 26 June 1856, philosopher and Scorpio. Can't we just be bros and eat some pussy? We're all bros, somos hijitos when gender isn't real. Face the realities of the current system and navigate best how we know. Survival, power, uplifting, supporting our communities. What is gender conformity? Or not even? Let's say, I am curious, you find yourself in possession of a cast iron piece, debatably one of the highest quality kitchen tools in this realm of the universe, with surface rust. Rust, and you were perhaps not raised correctly. This first step in freeing this device from the oxidization. Items needed: vinegar, 1-to-1 water ratio, steel wool, copper pad, seal the antibacterial element is preferred, copper. One damaged pan. Firstly, you take the brush, the rust away, scrubbing from the cast iron pan with your scrubber, copper seal preferred, to remove dust and debris. And I stress this, all the dust and debris, and to reason like she belongs. At least 135 degrees Celsius. You want to preheat your cooking oven. A good rub down and purify mineral fats, preferably wiped with a cloth and baked device for 15 minutes, up to the temperature to the smoking point of your seasoned fast of choice for 45 minutes. Vinegar is the key. And if we're talking cookware chemistry, we also will address biology and the gender and sexing of the Homo sapiens body. So let's talk about bioessentialism. This bioessentialism, more than genders, body is not your body, gender will never be fake as long as our damn queer heroes buy into the pseudo-linguistics in before the bell curve. You know gays the word bioessentialism, then get upset when a trans person refers to themselves as trans but doesn't take surgical and biochemically altering routes to be trans the way you think they should be trans. You gays know the word bioessentialism, but clearly still classify your events as femmes and women's. You guys know the word bioessentialism, but still think sex acts is stimulating genitals. You think gays know bioessentialism, but get irate when someone identifies as a lesbian in 2019. But you know, the only dysphoric can question their gender, and those of us out there, because I know you exist, because I have seen you exist, and I have seen you, who are lucky enough to love themselves, to have been taught love for their body, cannot ever question the binary that they cannot, too, have a reveal in the audacity in the colonialist empirical binaries pressed upon the indigenous black, brown, occupied peoples. It's so funny to me when bitches fake fuck with each other because they don't fucking like Cardi. You know what I'm saying? Those hoes don't like each other. They'll fuck each other's man, but since they don't like Cardi, they're still gonna link up. Mad bitches link up alert. Mad bitches link up alert. You bitches be going to the Bad Bitches Link Up Awards, where I hate Cardi B t-shirts and shit. Aha! You bitches be on the motherfucking laboratory, motherfucking building A. I hate Cardi B transformer and shit. Like, let me see how I'm gonna destroy this bitch. The fact that I be having you bitches so fucking tight makes you wanna pull your pussy hairs out, makes my pussy motherfucking throb. Overview. YCMAOOW. The problem with CBD. The one cannabinoid, XXX, identified, button flowers of cannabis sativa, endocannabinoization, seizures, anxiety, appetite stimulation, sleep aid. CBD, one of XXS cannabinoids, tetrahydrocannabidiol, waste cannabidiol to treat epilepsy, has significant scientific evidence supporting it only, producing research without controls, no human, only animals, etc. Poor absorption. But the legality, hemp cultivar versus recreational cultivar. In plants, THC and CBD are derived from their acidic precursors delta-9 tetrahydrocannabidiolic acid, THCA, and cannabidiolic acid, CBDA, referred to Figure 2. THCA and CBDA are both derived from cannabidiolic acid, CBGA. The final step differs with THCA syntheses and CBDA syntheses producing THCA or CBDA, respectively, from CGBA. Subsequent decarbonization of THCA and CBDA via light exposure, heating, or aging results in THC or CBD. A study evaluating the effects of ambient temperature, humidity, soil temperature, and precipitation of the content of THC and CBD in industrial hemp noted that these agroclimatic conditions have differing effects on THC and CBD. For example, CBD content is positively affected by soil temperature and ambient temperature, but negatively influenced by precipitation. Spontaneous delta-9 THC conversion from CBD in vivo and lab. In December of 2015, the United States FDA eased the regulatory requirements to allow researchers to conduct CBD trials, saying that these modifications are intended to streamline the research process regarding CBD's possible medicinal value and help foster ongoing scientific studies. Who? Reported adversary. reported adverse effects may be as a result of drug-drug interactions between CBD and patients' existing medications. 2017 CBD review by Expert Committee of Drug Dependence. To date, there is no evidence of recreational use of CBD or any public health-related problems associated with use of pure CBD. Federal 1970 Controlled Substances Act, state laws local fluctuate. All 50 states have laws legalizing CBD with varying degrees of restriction. CBD products, Epidiolex, Erisol, developing currently in phase 3 trials, need to fact check. Regulation, labeling, quality, potential for scamming. 17 study, Bond Miller found 7 out of 10 CBD products didn't contain the amount labeled. 43% were too low, 20% were too high. Although we consider with a grain of salt, as the THC cannabis market also suffers from a labeling issue, which we will address at another time. Same study found in 1 in 5 contaminated detectable levels of THC. The entourage effect, absorption 20% may be poor, aqueous solubility poor. Whole plant oil, full spectrum trace cannabinoids, aerosol CBD may be solution, better faster absorption 5 to 10 minutes versus 3 hours orally. Liver issue, no adverse effects on range of psychological parameters until 150 milligram, physiological parameters until 150 milligrams per kilogram. In my 6.7 grams, almost a quarter ounce, 11 grams in my partner. No abuse potential, does not substitute THC, tumor potential without affecting non-cancerous cells. Hormones are meaningless. Personal question. Has anyone ever told you you're the funniest person they know? Wow, that's great. Probably not statistically true, but good for all of y'all. I always said my dad was the funniest person I know. This is probably a popular sentiment, dad humor and all. My dad is so funny. When we go places in public, he's always cracking jokes about everything. And as a kid, I hated it. Hated when other people laughed at my dog's jokes. We're having a special single father, only daughter comedic life, learning and experiencing the world. And then we've got a damn heckler in the peanut gallery trying to get in on my precious parental time. No wonder I get a little defensive. They're lucky I was moderately mannered as a child, because if I got that in reach today, I would spit. You're trash. Get your own father. See, my dad is special. His humor is fantastic. Not like this standard fucking Will Ferrell, Bryan Cranston-esque white dad humor. He's brown and poor, raised by the women, and then my dad, at age 27, my age, last year, got sole custody of a toddler-age me. So I was raised essentially alone by a hilarious, traumatized, still in college, poor single brown dude in his 20s. Yeah, I may have hit the comedic jackpot. But now, my dad, funniest person on earth, now that I'm older, I'm not so sure. He's a little of a bigot, but got those anti-black fucking tendencies, but we're Puerto Rican, so we're probably black. Still has a hard time with the gays, raised Catholic, and is now Baptist. I don't know how that happened. He's good, his shit's funny, but he's got some work to do. I've been starting to realize my dad may not be the funniest person I have ever known. It might be me. Everyone tells me that I'm the funniest person they know. And I know a lot of people. And unlike most of you, I know like 3 cis men. I have 1 straight friend. I don't know if you understand this. I was raised in this wild, unstable environment around diverse and ever-changing people. I went to design school, so all those people have like objectively superior taste. And all my friends are now traumatized, fucked up, queers, black and brown, trans, immigrants, poor as shit. I do know some rich people though, some like elite art fucks, and they think I'm funny. I have a great sample audience. Okay, and they think I'm funny. If people tell you you're funny all the time, but you're only really friends with some straight whites, hate to break it to you, but you're probably not funny. Your audience is just easily entertained. I'm sorry if all your friends are telling you you're the funniest person ever, but even one of them watches The Big Bang Theory, you're not funny. If your friends are sharing memes that went around in 2016, you're not funny. Or God forbid, rage comics, you're not funny. I'm sorry. I know this because I was raised in this diverse group of queers. I listened to Donnie explaining Signal to me at a house show, yelling fuck nihilism, guy mansplaining ice. Philly making me a sports fan, dating younger men. I just turned 27 recently, trying to find that 20-some Egon Schiele looking fuck with a BFA. I don't even care if their art is mediocre. I can work with that. Someone with a soft and malleable mind, old enough to not still be an undergrad, but young enough to still have a squishy and malleable brain tissue. Because I got a lot of ideas, a lot of strong morals. No 24-year-old boy is going to sway. I just want someone I can still with these pure morals and ideals. Follow me dutifully, worship my genius. I mean, this is what men pursue constantly with pitching your women. But, goddamn, it is my turn. Tinder, post a photo. None of you are hot enough or went to an oppressive enough school to have none. Oh, you went to an Ivy League? Penn is in my backyard. I date and interact with pen men's all the time. Awful. If you're rich and generous with your money, just make that the bio. No car photos, please. Men and non-men and women, just keep being you. I stopped writing poetry because of 9/11. That's a good joke. Women are crazy, but how many men do you know that have to file a restraining order against their ex? Someone mail me your Switch, you don't play anymore. Can't believe men just coerce and assault people, then comfortably write and promote their books about it, and I'm all over here like, that one word choice was kind of rough in October 2016. I should pen an apology and begin my new life of repentance now. Can't believe men named Alex Day just coerce and assault people, then comfortably write and promote their books about it, and I'm over here like, that one word choice was kind of rough in October 2016. I should pen an apology and begin my new life of repentance now. All city photo boys shoot our car windows and seats on public transportation. Every time someone tells me they don't smoke weed, I say, oh, that's so cool of you. I would die without weed. Time to text every rich guy you've matched with on Tinder lately and get them to donate to Occupy ICE. First base, sex. Second base, sharing dietary restrictions. Third base, kissing on the mouth. Home base, exchanging emails. Question, if y'all are so proud of being nerds, why do you get so mad when I call you one? Question, if y'all are so proud of being fucking nerds, why do you get so mad when I call you one? Observation I've made over the past many years of my bullying. Male nerds online break down when I degradingly call them a nerd. Male nerds in real life think it's hot when I degradingly call them a nerd. And because of this, some people keep saying, mixed people, mixed babies are the answer to racism in America. Ooh, I know mixed people are unstoppable. This is a pretty lofty expectation. And racism in America? Like, damn. Let me just get on my magic ass wave, spell a little, smudge a little over the Constitution. Boom, racism over. The prison system has been abolished. The police are gone. Racism America instantaneously. Jack dead. Sean Hannity probably keels over mid fucking rant. Yes, even the neo-libs. Watch out. Be good. This subsect, albeit growing, can't end racism. It's fucking racism. It's deep and systematic and subtle and ingrained in everyone. Mixed people couldn't even end racism in their white grandpa. But you're right. Mixed people were probably mere existence will dissolve these trenches of inequality in America. Like some of my friends still get called the N-word by their white moms. But you know, the rest of the country, yeah, we've got this. As nature, our role as collaborators and cohabitants of an earth is nothing light. It is essential to consider and reframe our relationships and our understanding of natural relationships in the perpetual pursuit of higher knowledge and self-awareness as species and members of the universe. Nature is us, coastal Salish people who've occupied their lands for at least 10,000 years, of known regionally North Pacific Northwest, because arborists and researchers sought data to pair with the generation knowledge so spoken of these first peoples. Listen that the forest speaks. A carbon transmission, friend of fungi, recorded between seedlings brought to the greater scientific theory community. This ongoing symbiotic, naturalistic, and nourishing relationships utilizing DNA microsatellites. UK companies have also witnessed carbon nutrient water exchanges through the understories in cooperation with the fungi. Their mycelial roots, the trees network collectively and care for the small shaded and undernourished of others. We call this now the sourcing gradient, a path such as the robust birch to understory fir without harming these source or hub-known trees, an intra special survival move for the betterment of the whole community. When Douglas fir is under stress or disease, the tree is recorded as sending out warning signals, calling for the other trees to exchange antibiotic-producing bacteria from birch and other defense enzymes, public immunization as old as the forest. Trees also recognize and transmit messages to relative trees, mother trees found to give more carbon to direct seed seedlings than with other trees with the same age and species. Salmon originated nitrogen recorded in these shearings of fishing bank ancients may be possibly stored for centuries. This is reciprocity. Complex adaptive systems, a higher system level operation properties like resilience and health. These methods work and last. They are not complex and not so far. Mycorrhizal fungus inoculated into seedling soil catalyzed the information rabbit trail. PNWBC arborists and researchers sought to put data on the generation telephone of indigenous knowledge. Carbon transmission recorded between the seedlings showed an unparalleled, precedented results, lighting a path to this untapped, symbiotic, mutualistic, and nourishing relationship. Utilizing current DNA microsatellites detection, a team of UK source research tracking similar exchanges recorded movement of carbon, nutrient, and water exchanges from hub mother trees to the seedlings in the same understory. Through labeled isotopes, other trees in the forest network collectively to the small shaded, undernutriented companions. Sourcing gradient is the path, such as of the robust tree to an understory fir, all without harming the source plants, both in intra and intra-species survival move. What does this mean? The greatly increases the possibilities of success and growth. When Douglas fir is under stress of disease, the tree is recorded as sending out warning signals, calling for other trees to exchange antibiotic-producing bacteria from birch and other defense enzymes, like a public immunization system. Trees also recognize and transmit messages to relative trees. Mother trees are found to give more carbon to direct child seedlings than with other trees within the same age and species. Salmon originated nitrogen recorded in the tree rings of fish bank ancients may be possibly stored for centuries. This is reciprocity. Complex adaptive systems, a higher system level operation properties like resilience and health. These methods work and last. They are not so complex and they are not so far. A paper-thin retina. Understanding the fundamentals and shooting and developing photography is much better understood if we have a grasp of the physics of our eyes as they are. Our eyes, like cameras, have a lens filters, and focus light through the visual field before them through their concave shape and through a series of concave and convex lenses, as in the bodies of more modern photographic lenses. A precariously controlled mechanism of shutters, known or in the eye, through a cornea and lens, then onto a plane behind them, either onto mirrors in film or a camera, or the retina in ocular terminology. Each grain on a sheet of 8 by 10 silver gelatin paper is coated with countless highly unstable silver crystal halides suspended in an animal-based gelatin coating. When each granular crystal is exposed through a focused lens, it loses more and more of its stability, black to gray, until it could be blown out fully to expose the film or paper base underneath, typically white. In the enlarging print process, you are focusing light, again with a lens and aperture, through a pre-exposed negative and onto your printing medium. Cones. 3 kinds of RGB. Each cone sends distinct signals to the brain. Both RGB cones get activated in the case of yellow exposure. The rods in our head operate in a similar manner, seeing in low-light conditions, life or no life. 6.7 million cones in the retina. They are responsible for high-resolution vision, discriminate colors, 3 types of color sensors, 64% red, 32% green, 2% blue, sensitive to any combination of the 3 RGB. Your rods. 120 million rods in the retina, 1,000 times more sensitive than the cones, discriminate between brightness levels in low light illumination, short wavelength sensitivity. Visible light, like any other portion of the electromagnetic spectrum, is waves. Physical color is observable and objective. Color is a property of light itself as an effect of the visible light spectrum. Our retina collects through the RGB receptors and iris. The Lysian is unfurling, and sound how intricate, and blessing is this geometry given to us from the earth. I feel the warmth and sincerity pulling me, luring, the lure wanting only to give me and all of existence endless genetics from seed. Thank you. Each evening, I am proud to say, I fertilize the ground, turn the topsoil, sing all my praise to the medium where Lysianthus will grow. I whine and break bread over the floor in respect of our giver. I write a letter and bury it with the spade before I sleep to manifest my poetry to the flower into intention delivered back to me. Dear Lysianthus, I write to you in this time, your caretaker and life partner. Today I did good work. I hope tonight you will grow well and can feel sacrifices as I feel your sacrifices for me. You are strong and you are ephemeral. I dream of you and will see you on another day. Best. I postage the envelope. It is not necessary, but yet another sacrifice. Farewell. And as I rest, tranquil and born, I dream of my home and my heart full, vessels and crevices, windows and high hooks, Lysianthus. In the mornings the breaking light glistens on the surface of the dusty hue, soft curls of the Lysianthus foliage, and every evening the last extensions of the day pour through the pane's glass, uninhibited and filtered until the meeting of the Lysianthus, blossom bringing into existence for perhaps the first time its saturations and gradients from the hip up and outward to the reaches of the sun. I spin on my heel, twirling my body up and through another parallel. The Lysianthus is on fire, every stem pinked and placed in my home, engulfed. With a clamor and violent initiation, I rise from the floor, stripping my frame of the cottons, keeping me temperate. How is my fruit? I fill a whisker basket with every imaginable vegetable I can still reach. Coins, jewels, art, silks, they begin to spill in my hurry, but it is not necessary. Yet another sacrifice. Out the door and back to the floor, I empty my carrying hamper, my offerings to the field, looking out, awaiting the morning again to illuminate my view. And when the moment comes, at last, the wave stretching out through the Lysianthus and into my eye, my flowers, they are fine. Where is the air beneath the clay oven? What lives inside that won't be cooked over? Non-abrasive, our skin connects in arcs. Sparks follow your hand. Down my arm, fire crawls on the surface. I pushed others far into their death. I did this, yes, I am responsible. The same fate may be nothing but unavoidable. I'm sorry, ruined under the words I thought were inaudible. I'm sorry. Wanting a love that remembers plantain takes proclamation slowly as my mouth catches my brain. Signs of the extraterrestrial are here. Watch the movies, I'll convince you they're real. Is it conspiracy where my intentions aren't clear? Do I deserve what I want or just what I'm given? Fly me to Miami, give me that baby. Our makeshift family would burn up the city. I had resolutions and solutions the same. Do we love each other or only love what we would make? You are on the verge of major life change in your life, a great transition which will bring you closer to your goal, insignificator. Although this change is coming and you understand its importance, you find it hard to let go and allow the universe to guide you through this alteration. This hesitation may be somewhat ego, but also remaining an obstacle is the trials you are currently facing or have faced recently surpassed your emotional connections, be it personal or professional, trust, sympathy, and reoccurring ties. Frequently, you may find yourself giving too many chances or letting too much go to the wayside for the sake of others. Even if these pursuits and projects may be essential to your wellness and achieving of your significator, now is the time to reflect on the connections you have made and may make in the future and learn how to better set professional and personal boundaries in your relationships. The most powerful resources you have are represented. This is your energy, curiosity, and resourcefulness. You have an uncanny ability to always connect with the best people in your pursuits when you desire to. At times, your energy feels boundless and without end, but you know you cannot always operate on that level. Finding balance is important in producing at your peak self. Also, your air of wonder and immaturity may bring a fresh view and vibrance to your work, but you must understand when it can also lead astray or distract you. Follow your youthful intuition, but don't allow it to let you blindly fall being. Working carefully and with purpose will allow you to realize your greater self. This reincarnation of you is an entrepreneur and magnetic leader. They're able to think deliberately and make professional judgments with attention and ease. The right collaborators are drawn to a person like this and create good work in return. You effortlessly draw inspiration from those around you and reciprocate with ideas and energy that drive everyone to actuate your goals. This reinforces that the things that may be holding you back are greatly ties to other people, commitments, relationships, and even your own self. Doubt can play into this. To elevate yourself beyond, you must take time to reflect on your experiences, skills, and personal networks and communities to identify and the energy you want to carry with you here forward. And what sort things that may be holding you back are greatly ties to other people. Commitments, relationships, and even your own self doubt can play into this. To elevate yourself beyond, you must take time to reflect on your experiences, skills, and personal networks and commitments to identify the energy you want to carry with you here forward and what sort of energies you need to leave behind. Some things may leave you feeling reluctant, but laying trust in your lenses you are crafted for yourself will be the most beneficial to your growth. Before you only lies a great upheaval to match the current change in your life. The way you handle the event or a series of turbulence will profoundly alter the path to your actualized self and significator. This will be a great pressure. There will be great pressures, aggression, and even a large feeling that you have no control of your environment of self. Confronting this negativity internally and externally is crucial. Finding focus and redefining Confronted hostility and into determination and resolve will deliver greatly in this transformational time. It was February, and I left an aloe vera in the truck. 3 years we've had each other, and so much has come from it. So much solitude, so much healing. The clones of children, we sold them $4 USD on eBay. She gave me that. Countless friends, family, strangers are raising them in their homes, potting them, these genetically identical specimens, to the one I was inspecting in the breezeway now. Pathetic, yes. That was the word. The way these small green shoots rose brown and clung to the ground. Desperate, pathetic. I wonder what it feels like to freeze to death. What must it feel like to have your squared cells of your body harden and fluids expand into your walls burst? You were just left outside overnight and can't support anything this way. A way that is a state no longer supports carrying nutrients to the depths. Roots give and can no longer hold the soil that keeps you fed. Do their cells burst, water pressuring walls until they collapse, can't remain firm under the forced bruise from the inside out? Rot. Not even their arms can hold. Limp. Their core may be survival, but at what loss? Before the explosion, there is a quieter ending. Sensitive nerve bundles numbed and unresponsive, frozen mycelial networks shattered, and information highway. This early step is where the pain is released. Your body is failing, you're dying, and your organs weaker with every slowing pulse. But peace, some witness to the bursts of warmth when the temperature drops a lactous effort as major systems fail, but a rest takes a waving ship. Upon rethought and the sentimentality, it really is just a plant, truly a dime a dozen. You can find clone by any other online. She did not think of me or love me the way I did. Ungrateful perhaps, surely lifeless. What could she feel or remember? I cannot relate, and I will find another. I'm sick. I'm going to die. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. Hola, Caro. ¿Cómo está? ¿Bistec? ¿Lo quiere? Nom, nom, nom. ¿Carne? ¿Para ti? ¿Más? ¿Carne? ¿Para el perro? ¿Qué? ¿Qué quieres? ¿Más carne? Aquí. Come. Hmm. Hmm. Es tobacco. Aquí. Organic. Party. Eat. Ah, qué hermoso. Cumin. Cumin. Se llama Cumin. Hola, Cumin. ¡Ay! Uy. Oh shit, no! Ah! Ah! I hate the moon so much. Help me, Lord.
The blood moon rises once again. Please.
Sweetheart.
Prevent them from living a full, happy, healthy life. It's also interesting that he was betrayed like Thomas Sankara. In our Thomas Sankara episode, we talked about how Sankara's closest comrades were the ones that eventually were his end, and they were the ones that put him down. And in the same way, Malcolm X, he was at one time seen to be like the heart and soul of the Nation of Islam, and it was those very people that ended up taking his life. And then the last thing I would say, just the way he talked about and treated his wife, like in the autobiography.
Hello, kitten. How are you? What did you do? What? You have new shit for me? What? Spoilers. The fuck? Don't I already have some of that? Intriguing. Isn't? Aren't I wearing it right now? I'm wearing this outfit. The fuck? It makes me faster at night, yes. With all this shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is new. What? This is so cool. How do I get more monster money? Please, give me some. Hmm. What? A Moldoga is way easier to beat than a Lionel. Why is the Lionel shit not worth anything? I hate this. Hmm. Can you take a bunch of these or something? Just take all of them. Sure. Great. Am I allowed to stream Zelda on YouTube? I don't know anything about YouTube streaming. Apparently, I can't smoke on it. Which I'm not doing. Big Mom. Yes, please. What? This economy is fucked up. Who cares about? Take all 500 of them. Go ahead. Please. Dang, good. I have enough money for all those clothes, I think. Hopefully. I'm good for now. Spend. Sweet. I get all this shit. Peace. And tunic. What? This is like the only tunic in the game, too. At least like the only like classical tunic in the game. Man, this game is scary. I'm good. Bye. See ya, B. What? Just like makes my head dark? That's really funny. What if I like take them all off? Okay, that's funny. So what happens? I don't get it. The fuck? This is terrifying. Can I like fight people now or something? That'd be cool. Yeah, you don't have to. Literally, what the fuck does this clothing do? I'm sick of this. What? There's like literally no head around. How are you guys still alive? Die. Please. Damn. Don't hit me. Damn, what? This guy is sprinting toward me. How does he even see me? Where is this going? This is hard. I assume I have to like stand on this one. I don't know what to do. putting real clothes on. Oh, this thing is only 6. Oops. It's okay. I really hate that they like make dropping metallic objects on enemies a thing in this game. It's so hard to do. Like, that wasn't even close. What a waste of time. I have to feel the old-fashioned way. Nice. I hope everyone saw that. Amazing execution. Dang, this radish just blends right in here. Good placement. It's fine. Oh no, the harder ones are coming after me now. Just climb this tree. This weapon isn't even very strong. Damn. Far ass bow. What else is shooting at me? Arrows. Just use a different arrow, I guess. This is like barely anything. Who is shooting me? Look at this. I'm like barely looked at this. This is cool. Too bad I'm being attacked right now. That was a really good help. Okay, I'm getting a stronger weapon. There's going to be like a speck of dust in this stupid chest. Oh, fire arrows. That's actually really useful. Thank you. I don't even have this thing. Okay. So look. Ah. A fucking deluge. I think the fastest way to get smarter via book is probably to like read the dictionary, or even better, a thesaurus. So you can like look up words you already know, and like before you use them, you can like look up a word that means something similar. And then you know that word too. You like already know the definition. It's pretty sweet. And then you don't actually have to learn anything new besides a couple words, and you will sound like way smarter. Just knowing some words people don't know. How do I get up here? Damn. And it's raining. Maybe. I use a thesaurus all the time, and I highly recommend them. And even better is a rhyming word dictionary. That's true, that was a joke. It's not better, but a rhyming dictionary is fun because then you can make all of your thoughts into rhymes then, and like totally blow people away, because like creative intelligence is a very high level of intelligence to a lot of people. It's all like dumb in my opinion, but you know, people think that's like special or something. So, you know, just pretend you're way more creative than you are, and people will also think you're smart. Treasure down. Excuse me. Interesting. Where am I going? Why is there a star here? That was a close one. Moo cows.
Your volley scale is now ready.
Can I just burn the tree down? What? How is this not destroying the tree? I'm just. Just trying to crunch them. Alright, I'm done here. Let's go. I'm actually really disappointed no one told me sooner that you could make like a career playing Breath of the Wild on the internet for people. I'm definitely not too late. This is day one, just so everyone knows. I have dreams of having an entire like podcast or like YouTube series or both. I could like rip the audio from it, make like a quality podcast about the cooking aspect of this game only. I could talk about it for hours. I've been playing this game for years and learn new shit every day about this stupid fucking game. And the cooking is so complex and so simple. It's amazing and so frustrating at the same time. Incredible. They try to cook. How can they cook everything in the game? That is what I want to know, because no one even knows like what the fuck everything in the game is. Like, I don't even know like what this person did. Is it like a Pokemon that did this video? But like, it's like it's gotta be like infinite, like the different combinations of things you can make. Like, I don't know, like every write up I read about it, like that are outside of like Reddit or like deep fucking LOZ forums or like LOZ wikis about it. Like no one knows what the fuck they're talking about. Like I read like so many write-ups about like elixirs, and nobody mentions in any of them that you can like add food to elixirs too, which I didn't know until like a minute ago. And yeah, it's frustrating, but beautiful. Anyway, I'm not gonna spoil the whole podcast here. This is just a taste. I love this game, and I like love making food for other people in their games too. I'll be like, oh, sweet, give me a couple minutes, I'll make you some food. It's like exactly how I am in real life. But yeah, it's beautiful. Second best thing about this game, the costumes. Oh my god, you probably can't see this, but this is like the warrior set with the like fucking skull head. Like, what is this even the skull of? I don't know. The handprint, the like these like shitty arm guards that I guess would stay in place. Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh shit! Don't get too close. I forgot I was going to the forest. Okay, where the heck am I? Oh, I'm like in the forest already. Yeah, the music is playing. Ah! Is this like the wrong way? I'm like on the other quest. Where is it? Where's the sword? Okay. What's this? Probably. Maybe though. Who knows? Hello. What's this? Ah, this is the wood. True. This place is like the most annoying place to navigate. Like, I understand it's. It just seems unnecessary. Where is anything? What does it say? This will okay, this one I don't need. Where is another sign? This way? This way? Yes. Yeah, pull out the sword. Thank you. What? You don't know anything about the weapon. The elemental rods are not a good replacement for the sword. It's silly black rock. What is this way? What is this thing too? No. I already did this one. This is like just the way I came in. Where is it? Ah. Ah. It's not what I want. I don't even know what the other one is called. Trial of Second Sight. Yeah, how do I get there? Oh my god. Was this it, finally? No. Oh, where is the other sign that tells me where to go? Help. They make this shit impossible on purpose? Yeah, I get it. And how do I find that? Oops, sorry. They are full of rupees. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to talk to you again. Can I show you a picture of them? I have a lot of arrows. I need arrows. Should I make some food? Yes, I believe so. Okay, let's see. What we got? 7 hearts, max defense. That's 50 seconds. Pretty good. I'll probably make a better one. What? There's an iron shroom in there? That's wild. Oh, shit. When used against Calamity Ganon, or those teamed with its malice, the Master Sword will shroud itself in light. It is then that the true power of the sword will manifest, but you cannot rely solely on the power of the blade. If you sing it about recklessly, it will forget its purpose and be rendered powerless for a time. Should this happen, you must wait for the sword to recover. The Master Sword waited for you for 100 years. Wield it with respect. Wield it to save the one who waits for you. I would most like to see her smiling face again, the lost princess. We'll see. What is the way? Okay, let's see. Is this just the entrance again? For the nth time? Is it this way? No, not that way. It's the way it just went. This way. No, it's probably like the exit to the other exit. There's so many exits to That's so good. So many. Mm. Wow, great cluster. Does anyone know what the fuck I'm doing? Is it this way? Okay, this is looking promising. What? No! Okay, stop checking, please. I have like no choice but to like mark all of these spots. This might be it though. Is it? That would be wild. Alien seeks to attempt the car trial. It's not even allowed. Who cares? Are you here to attempt my car trial? Yeah, man. Zuki. Okay. Easy. But it really was tree like blocking the way. Damn. Damn, this one is 60 attack. That's nuts. People think like the aliens have the best technology, but these like Lizzle weapons are insane. Wow, you fish. Incredible. Still. Eh, see here. Bomb. Oh, I'm wearing the stealth outfit, so I can swim anywhere here. Should I just get really close to the microphone and then talk way more softly? Is that like better? I can't be this close to the TV though, because I can't see it. Hello. I'm not sure where to put this. Need a better stand. Hello. Oh, oops. I would just like accidentally drowning Link right now. Get up on there. Okay. What can I do? Ah. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to whisper though. Hello, people. Okay. Now, let's see here. I need to kill more fish and go into the shrine eventually. Where are the fish? This is not plugged in. Okay. The cookie wrapper is very loud. I apologize. Okay. Maybe here would be better. This sounds fantastic. I mean, looks like it sounds fantastic. Fantastic. Hmm. I've got the fish. I only killed like 2 of them. Where are the rest of them? Okay, I guess I should just go in the shrine. I believe they will make me do nothing. Ah. Wow. Check behind. And orb, please. Is YouTube going to cancel me for creating smoke? Please don't tell them on me. Where is the elder? There you are. Amazing. What? You finished all of the trials? That's amazing. Get you. Ah, I know that look. You want me to give you something? Since you visited all the places, don't you? Yeah, give me something.